Hey everybody, welcome to episode 5 of the Foster Flip / new build. What we have going on today is we have my giant foam Legos showed up. They're actually called Fox Blocks. That's the brand that I bought, and they are the generic term is insulated concrete forms. As you can see behind me, we have some of them set down there, and we'll go down there in a second and take a look. A couple of things I wanted to go over before I got sidetracked with what I got going on down there. I've had a couple of questions that keep coming up repeatedly, and I figure I would answer them here. The first question is, why am I building such a nice house here? A lot of people may not realize or may have forgotten, or it's just something that is easily forgotten about if you're not on something like this all the time. I own the property still, and I have a garage, boom, already built, and I have a shed over there on the other side of my Fox blocks. So I have value here still, and so I can put more of the insurance money into the residential living structure than if I were to go purchase 10 acres and then build another garage and build another house. And that kind of thing. So I can build a better house here, and then later on in my life, when I'm ready to go have the property and have the pole barn and the house out in the country or whatever, I will be financially able and ready to do that. Right now it seemed like a better idea to build on the property that I already own, because somebody else isn't going to pay me what this property, garage, and shed is worth to me. And I understand that, so I'm utilizing and I'm putting a house back on this property, because then that'll bring the overall value back up to where I will feel that I'm getting my money out of it when I do go to sell it. So the other part of my answer is to the question, why are you building such a nice house here? They have a thing, and most of you are aware of this, and I probably don't need to go over it, but they have building codes, and the building codes are rules that you need to go by. That's the bare minimum that usually the taxing entity, the county, the city will allow for when you're building a new structure. So because they want everybody to have sturdy, safe housing, right? Makes sense. Well, the codes are in some areas actually pretty tough, and so when you're building a brand new house, you do need to build it to code or better than code. And in this case, I am building it, most things I'm building it at or above. Well, I shouldn't say most things. You have to build it. I apologize. Most things I'm building it a little bit above code, just for my own peace of mind, because that's how I want it done. But everything else is at code. So that was the other part of the answer to question 1. And then you know what, both questions actually were kind of the same question. It was like, why are you building such a nice house? And the other one was like, why are you building in this neighborhood? And the neighborhood one was already covered with, I own the property already. So here's a third part of the answer to that question about why build here. And there's another thing that's in my back pocket that I wasn't going to share. However, I feel it might be necessary real quick. If I build a nice house here, and then the house down the street, because foreclosures pop up all the time. They're hard to find. Usually there's lots of bidding, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, should I happen to buy a foreclosure just down the street and make that nice, and a year later I buy one more just down the street in another spot, make that one nice, and so on and so on. Yeah, it would take years and years, whatever. But then guess what? You're in a neighborhood with nice houses, and all of the property values go up. So that was part of the thing. I'm not afraid to buy another house in my neighborhood, and because you never know. You absolutely never know. And what if I hit the lottery? I'll buy up the whole neighborhood and turn them all into really nice houses. Whatever. Like, not that I'm going to hit the lottery, but you never know. So that was another part of the plan. Not necessarily planning to hit the lottery, but the plan would be maybe the house right next door. You never know. So, Fox Blocks, let's check this out. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Fox Blocks, I have great things to say about them. However, the company that I bought them through, the store, it was a big box store that we do not have in Ludington. And boy, can I say, oops. Every single step of the way, my friends will know what I'm saying, was a cluster, a complete cluster. It was not pleasant. I was not treated well by the store manager. There was an error on their part, and it was not taken care of. So I'm mad about it. But I will not spread bad things about people on a YouTube video or on Facebook. I won't post anything because that's not what I do. However, if you want to know what's up, I'll tell you in person. It's crappy, but they're here. I paid extra double on the shipping, and that was part of it. Was after the fact they called me and they're like, yeah, we're gonna need more trucks to get these down here or to you, and oops, we didn't figure it right and you have to pay for it. Whatever. I fought the good fight, and I lost. So, Fox Blocks. Here we go. These little guys are going to be stacked up 9 foot. I think it's 9 foot and some inches. Concrete goes in the middle. These are these little guys here. Let's see. This is rebar. There's going to be more of it that extends up inside of the walls. And there will also be horizontal rebar going this way. So it'll be like a big mesh out of 3/8. I'm pretty sure that's 3/8 rod inside of the concrete. And I don't remember the exact numbers that they give you for how much strength the rebar adds to the concrete, but I do remember it was crazy, like X amount of rebar in 6-inch thick concrete ends up being like, I thought it was like 4 times, but do not quote me on that because I don't know. That would be something to Google. It's one of those things that Remington should get his facts straight before he starts shooting a video, right? Oh well, I didn't. So we have footings, which are these little guys right here. My foot is on it. I didn't mean for that to be a play on words, but those are 8 inches thick and 16 inches wide all the way around the perimeter. I'm doing a giant rectangle, which I've mentioned before. And then the Fox Blocks sit on top of that. Concrete goes down in the center of that. And then when it sets up, you have your forms. These are forms. Giant Legos, they're forms. They stay in place after the concrete's set, and it's your insulation and your structure all in one. And then here I can finally show you a little bit of what I'm talking about with the insulation. So we got the wall here, and this will be like the basement wall, and then I'll attach, I don't know what I'm going to use yet on the inside of the basement, drywall or something else. We'll attach to these. There's these black, let's see, there's these black things in here, and they have things here. Shoot, here we go. Things on the inside of here, plastic, that you can screw drywall to. So there is a way to connect drywall to it. You don't have to make a studded wall inside of this if you don't want to. Anyway, so we have insulation here running vertically, and then I'm going to have insulation here, probably about 1 inch thick foam underneath the concrete floor. Then you'll pour the concrete on top of that up to, here or so. So everything will be inside of insulation, even the floor. I thought that was pretty wicked. So we don't have much heat escaping and being sucked out through the concrete floor down in the basement. So that floor will feel warmer when you're down there. And then of course the rest of the house is, I got 1 foot thick walls here. I'm gonna have 1 foot thick blow-in insulation walls on the main floor in the second story and 2 feet in the attic. I know I keep talking about the insulation. I guess my overall point is insulation is incredibly important with the way today's energy resources are. Personally, I like to be warm and my old house was it was not efficient on the heat, and I paid a lot for my heat bill, but I liked being warm more than I liked having money, I guess. So and now I should be able to be warm and have some money, so I'm excited about that. And if anyone's asking or wondering about what's going on here, I was challenged to not shave for a week, and this is the morning of day 8. Haven't decided if I like it yet or not, but that's not really part of the home flipping video. It's just I've never showed up with any facial hair before on my videos, and I figured everyone might be like, what the heck's wrong with his face? Because I know that's what my mother said to me when I went over to their house the other day. I walked in and she says, I said, "Mom, look." And she goes, "Oh." And I said, "Yeah, I'm growing facial hair." And she says, "I wondered what happened." My mother. Oh boy, she's a trip. Okay, Fox blocks. That's how they showed up. Charge double for shipping. However, again, let me restate. Fox blocks, awesome. They're an awesome product and an awesome company. I didn't even deal with them for getting them here or anything like that. It was the middleman that sucked completely. If you're in the Remington area and you want to order these, go to Carter Lumber. Do not go out of town. It's always an adventure. Thanks, guys.